Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick Croix. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and pokey-yokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Then see I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think for thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or death since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, namastizzle, peace, blessings, shalom, greetings. What's up? Magick Croix here. I hope that y'all had a great day. I hope that y'all are having a better Friday, and I hope that y'all had a great holiday if you choose to celebrate the harvest or Thanksgiving or whatever. Remember, I gave out a message just yesterday saying, whatever you decide to do, then do it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody makes you happier than you. All right. Okay. All right. Because I know it's people out here trying to, hey, this is the slaughter of the Indians and hey, the turkey. Whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to be with people, family, friends, get drunk, whatever, just do it. Just do whatever makes you happy, because in this time, in this day and age, in this society, in the way it's set up, everything is put out to bring you down, to make you depressed and make you unhappy. All right. There's no other time in history that I can think of where the citizens are constantly under attack, right? Through the air, through the water, and these are things I have constantly said. You know what I mean? So, it's a retrograde also. So there's yet another factor. But whatever makes you happy, just make sure you do it, okay? So, and this morning, what I was trying to do, I was trying to, again, sometimes I think to myself, Magick, it's just you tripping. But I try over and over again to look at certain things or listen to certain things just to see if I'm tripping, and I'm not tripping. I was trying to listen to some music this morning on Revolt. That's the name of the TV station, and I think it caters to Black Americans. And the music is just the same to me, y'all. It has nothing to do with my age, because I'm sure if any younger person is watching this, they would say, oh, he just an older person hating. That's bullshit. I know what I'm hearing. Okay. I know exactly what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a bunch of bullshit. It has only taken two generations to totally destroy what we call Black music, what we call soul, what we call R&B music. You know what I mean? It is only they chip away at these things, like they chip away at our freedoms so slowly, people don't even notice. And given the fact that most Americans are already retarded, it doesn't take much. You see what I'm saying? So, um, is it's just unreal how similar every single song sounds now. You know what I mean? They've used auto tune to death. They've used soulless music and have marketed to, I'm stop saying melanated people, melanin dominant or copper colored people, Black Americans. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to saying Black so that you can know what I'm talking about. Okay. I tried this morning and it just sounds whiny. It sounds, it just sounds really soulless. You see what I mean? Again, that was the point. That was the point, to take out talent, to take out everything that we hold dear, and just make life hard, might make life difficult. You got people worrying about what they're going to do to their next paycheck. See what I mean? This is something I'm constantly talking about because it's constantly happening. And there's people still walking around here with not a clue, just absolutely clueless. Okay. If you don't believe what I'm saying, here's someone that actually is in the industry, very respected. Hear what she has to say about it.
Your take on the state of music right now in our climate?
I think they want R&B, but they don't want it from us. You know, they want
Okay, it's over. We're done.
They want it from Adele and Justin Timberlake and those people. They don't want it from us.
They're wanting to encapsulate that, but they're not wanting the skin.
They don't want to
tone
show
with
the
it.
respect of where it comes from. I don't understand that. We're beautiful. And that's really what I want to point out, that we are beautiful. We don't have to look like the Kardashians. The Kardashians are trying to look like us.
Day after day.
Shanti.
What happened with that? So yeah, it's not even that anymore. It's they've completely taken the soul out of it. And like I said, it's only a few people that I know of can actually hear what I'm hearing. All right. The action people are not understanding what I'm saying when I say it sounds whiny. That's exactly it. It sounds whiny. And I believe that's the whole point. As they move further and further into transhumanism, you're not going to be able to tell one artist from another because they've taken the talent out. You don't need talent anymore to get into the industry at all. You don't need talent. Okay. You just need certain things and agree to do certain things. The term is sell your soul. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking about this on a Black Friday. Okay. Black Friday, you get it? Black Magic, Black Friday. The magic they do on the masses is on a completely different level. I said this in the last live. You know what I mean? Check this out.
Television. Somebody's working on you. Someone is working to change you from a black person who knows who they are and want to be themselves to something that wants to be anything other than what it is. When you take the New York Times to read, you think you're getting information. You are reading approved truth. Truth approved for general consumption. That's what you're getting.
In order to maintain your power, you perpetuate the weakest of a culture and make them look like the strongest and have the sheep follow. And you'll always keep them down. You take the dominant culture and you say to them, all right, these individuals are getting an education, they're developing pride, they're coming out with dignity, they're looking out for their mothers, their sisters, their wives, their girlfriends. We have to do something about that. That's too good. We don't want them to understand the value of those kinds of things, those kind of actions. So we have to use our propaganda to point these guys as rebel rousers and these individuals as heroes. So if you look at who is put in front of the black community, it is usually those athletes who have nothing to say.
Every time you sit in front of the television
Whatsoever. Okay. When I say nothing to say, they have nothing to say that's of value to us. Everything they say is bullshit, pretty much. We've heard this all before. I even spoke about it all before. When we talk about black magic, remember I said black magic is nothing more than a label that they want to put on powerful magic. That's all it is. Okay. This black magic is nothing but referring to the deepest parts of your subconscious mind. All right. And that's why they want to steer you away from it, like everything. Okay. They would have rather you perform black magic. I mean, white magic. I'm sorry. Okay. They put it everywhere. The role playing games that I've shown you, they put in comic books, right? Doctor Strange. This costs $30 for this. All right. Not many pages, you know. They even have a grimoire that is attributed to Doctor Strange. But we all know by now, we should know that Doctor Strange is none other than Pascal Beverly Randolph. Okay. $30. All right. This flimsy has low page numbered comic book is $30. But I'm always going to pay for my education. All right. Like people put value into college education to further their careers and their lives. I would absolutely do that for magic purposes. Okay. All the books that I have shown you over the years, these are the most powerful ones. If I've pointed it out, these are the most powerful ones. Okay. Magic That Works is a great book. Okay. You got magic that goes into the jinn and angels. Okay. Preliminary training, magical meditations, you know, the magical tree, the tree of life, the Kabbalah. All right. The guardian angel, which very few grimoires go into, the holy guardian angel, which Crowley heavily practiced and preached. Okay. And planetary magic. All right. And you got Magic of the Jinn and Magical Initiation. This is a great book to tap into some black magic. On this Black Friday, tap into some black magic. Helping Yourself with ESP by Al G. Manning. Okay. ESP. Mind power. All right. Talking about black magic. Okay. Even though most of his books are mostly white magic, Helping Yourself with ESP goes into the mind. Okay. Um, how to get a new job. Notice I have that highlight because a lot of people are coming to me these days on how to get, you know, jobs using magic, right? You tap into the black magic. Okay. Not harmful magic, but black magic is that power, that consciousness. All right. This is why I say it goes hand in hand in consciousness and militancy. Okay. When you know who you are, you know what you can do, and you can get further in life. Okay. Crowley Tarot, because the tarot is a very magical tool. All right. Each card represents one of the spheres of the Kabbalah or the trees of life. The tree of life, I should say. Okay. The Crowley Tarot. The Crowley Tarot is one of the most complex tarot cards out there. I use it when I have a difficult working or I need to really understand something on a deeper level. Okay. This book helps you with that. All right. The tarot deck that I use mostly is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck. Very spirit driven. Okay. Very spirit driven. All right. Intuition and downloads. The key to that one particular deck. All right. I talk about Asenath Mason and her works and the Lodge Megan. Okay. Her books are now available. Her newsletters. This is what this is. Okay. This one, Dark Witchcraft. All right. This goes into the Necronomicon. Some of it. The Necronomicon. Okay. And again, when we're talking about dark, people usually avoid it. They hate to hear about dark magic or black magic because they think it's nothing but baneful or harmful magic. That's not the case. It's power. All right. Black magic is power. Okay. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Listen to Magick Croix when it comes to this one. Okay. She has another one that goes into Egyptian witchcraft or Egyptian magic. All right. These dark images tend to steer people away. Okay. This one goes into Set and chaos magic. This particular book. Okay. Dragon's Blood is what it's called. You have a rite up here called the Summoning of Set. Okay. Remember, Set was the oldest known worshipped deity in the entire world. Set. Okay. Goes into Sethian magic. All right. Again, dark magic, black magic, power. All right. Kenneth Grant goes into all of that. All right. Again, I say this and I say it humbly, and I'm not trying to offend nobody, but Kenneth Grant, you got to have a little bit of intelligence to understand what he's saying. Okay. He surpassed Aleister Crowley, and he was a student. This is truly an example of the teacher or the student becoming the teacher, Kenneth Grant. Okay. One of his books, you should have all of them. If you're seeking power, this is what we're talking about. The Night Side of Eden. I wanted the books so bad, I printed them out. If you've been following me, I've talked about this before. Okay. The Night Side of Eden. Okay. The keys of practical occultism, whether of mysticism or of magic, may be apprehended intellectually by the study of books, but it is on the inner planes alone that their effective workings may be revealed. Okay. I'm talking about all the time. A lot of the stuff that you see out here is surface level magic. All right. You got to go within. You got to go to the dark side. This is what everybody's been talking about when they talk about the dark side or black magic. Okay. Black magic on this Black Friday. All right. This particular book right here, though, is going into the Shadow Tarot and those spheres. All right. Shadow Tarot. Spoke about this in the last live I did. Okay. The 22 tunnels of Set. All right. And that's what we're talking about here. Okay. Black magic. Power. Okay. He has another one. Hecate's Fountain. Again, these books are expensive, and these books are expensive, and I wanted them so bad, I printed them out in over 100 pages. Okay, over 200 pages. All right. This goes into Jack Parsons just a little. Okay. This one is talking about, I believe this one is actually talking about the book by Michael Bartsch. I can't really say his name. The Voodoo Gnostic Workbook. Okay, this goes into that. All right, now check this out. An excellent and comparatively recent example of tangential, I fucked that word up. Tangential magic occurred in connection with the Babylon working. Even Bobby Hemmett has spoken about this particular one, this particular working. He's spoken about it. Performed by John W. Parsons shortly before Crowley's death in 1947. Parsons' intention was to evoke an elemental creature having, among other characteristics, red hair and green eyes. He devised the conjuration based upon Dr. D's Enochian system. Okay. An entity responded in the form of Marjorie Cameron, who fulfilled the necessary requirements. She later claimed to be an incarnation of Babylon and also to be pregnant with a child mightier than all the kings of the earth. I said it again in my last live that sometimes people may become possessed in a way that will help you understand spiritual messages. Not possessed like what you see in The Exorcist or things like that, but possessed in a way that will help you to understand or give you a confirmation of a working you might have done. Okay. Hecate's Fountain. Again, if you can get all of Kenneth Grant's books, please do. Please do. All right. The Magical Revival. It's a great, excellent book. As you can see, it has gotten wet and it got a little bit destroyed, but great book. The Magical Revival. And he goes into Austin Osman's Fair and just a couple of different things as far as occultism is concerned. And then you have the Outer Gateways. This is a masterpiece, in my opinion. All right. Outer Gateways. Okay. He goes into Lovecraft and the stuff that ancient civilizations went into. Okay. Kabbalah and, Sufism. He goes into the Tree of Life. He goes into a lot in this. And this is all deep, dark stuff. That's the keys to working magic. The deeper you get into it, the deeper you go into your mind, the more powerful your manifestations become. All right? The more powerful they become. Know thyself. All right? Know thyself. Cults of the Shadow. Another excellent one. This one, and it says, the introduction says, this book explains aspects of occultisms that are often confused with black magic. Its aim is to restore the left-hand path and to reinterpret its phenomena in the light of some of its more recent manifestations. This cannot be achieved without a survey of primal cults and the symbolic formula which they deposited. There exists no richer field for such a survey and no more perfect a skeleton whereon to found it than the fetish systems of West Africa and their efflorescence in pre-monumental Egyptian cults. Such a survey is presented in the first 3 chapters, after which the symbols emerge into the light of historic times and appear in the form of the tantric current explained in chapters 4 and 5. Okay. Man, does he go in this one. It didn't even print out good, and still I kept it. Cults of the Shadow. I hate the way it printed out, but I wanted the book. Okay. You also have the 13 Gates of the Necronomicon, Donald Tyson, another masterpiece, because he goes into Lovecraft's works, or should I say Lovecraft aesthetics, but he actually is going into the Enochian system. All right. Enochian system. Those are fucking outer ones, not other ones. Those, other ones, outer ones, not the old ones that, like, Bobby Hemmett talks about and Azazel Bay talk about. Not those, but other ones, alien-like beings. Okay. Great book. All right. When they say that you're going into the deeper recesses of the mind, that's exactly what it's talking about. This is black magic at its fullest. Okay. In the deepest sense of the word, this is black magic. All right. And don't forget, hybridization of systems can actually work as well. Okay. The Grimoire of the Red Serpent. Carlos Montenegro combines Kimbanda with Goetia. Ain't that something? I never thought something like that could happen. Expensive book. I'm not sure if it's still being sold, but I came across it today. I had forgotten about it. It's another book that you might want to look into if you're interested, like in Kimbanda. Okay, he combines them. All right. My point in saying all of this on this Black Friday is getting to some black magic, the true definition of what black magic is, going into the mind, going into the deepest parts of the mind. All right, the ancient, the primal parts, the reptilian parts. Okay, that's just sitting there waiting to be awakened. All right. No live today. That's why I did this video. Okay. It's Black Friday. I want to talk a little bit about some black magic too. That's the true definition of black magic. Most people fear that. Right. How else are you going to make your magic work? You can do the surface level shit, but for so long, that's going to keep you right where you at. Honestly, powerless. Okay. No live today, though, y'all. There's too much going on. I kind of double booked myself yet again. I apologize for that. And so I decided to do this kind of to make up for it, give you something before this week is over with. All right. What I'm still going to do is go into the I don't want to call it the racism thing, but things that just cannot be ignored. What I was talking about earlier this week. All right. It's just too much happening. Things are staying too much the same for it to just, just keep existing the way it is and everybody thinking everything's all right. It's not. All right. It's not. It absolutely is not. Okay. There's so many things going on now. It's just like, how are y'all not, just at least getting a little mad about some of the stuff that's going on? Okay. They intend to keep you a permanent underclass, y'all. They really do. All right. So if people were really in your best interest and wanted to have the best for this so-called race, then they wouldn't keep this about money and trying to swindle you out your money. You know what I mean? And teach you some real deal magic, some real black magic. You know what I'm saying? So I will see y'all Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and we will get more into what I was talking about earlier this week, because the bullshit continues. I'll see y'all Tuesday. I hope y'all had a good day. I hope you have a better weekend and a great holiday. All right. This is the one and only, the magical, the mystical, the hilarious, and the diabolical one, Magick LaCroix. I greet you in peace as always. Namaste. Peace, y'all.